Oh, bonjour. We have started a new series. Today is vlog day 768. Okay, I pushed it on the time this morning a little bit. I have been way behind on sleep the last few days, so I made myself sleep in this morning a little bit, which is great. I think I got like 8 hours, which is awesome. And now I gotta go, because I gotta get the wheel turned. Have you guys seen the wheel? You've seen the wheel. Oh, look at this thing. It's massive. It's not that big. Right? It's pretty heavy though. I don't know how heavy exactly, but it's a workout. I need to stop doing that because I gotta carry it around a little bit today. This thing's got problems. And I have a confession to make. I was starting to ride it a little bit secretly. The reason being, I thought it'd be really fun if I just like got good at it and the first time you ever saw it was me zipping by. I think it'd probably be more fun just to watch me fall off of it a lot. So now you get to watch me do that. Once we get this fixed, I will get back to practicing and I will share the pain that is trying to learn how to ride one of these things. So we gotta take this down. I found Eru yesterday. You saw, I'm gonna take this down to them. Hope that they can just bend the valve and make it inflatable again. Show you what's wrong with it. Can I show you what's wrong with it? Not on this side. Basically, if you can see this, there's a valve in there to inflate it. The valve should be running this way so that I can insert, like they gave me a brass straw basically to get in here to inflate it, but it's pointing this way. So there's no way to get to it to inflate it, and the tire is super flat. So that's not good. Can't inflate it, definitely can't ride it because it's like obviously not good for it when it's really flat. That's gotta get fixed today. Other thing, I was gonna talk to you a little bit about what's actually gonna be in the guide. Figured I would tell you a little bit about that as I go. I'm meeting with Kate to talk more about getting organized. She's helping me with that, and I'll explain that more as time goes on as well. And then I'm gonna try and just be done early and rest this evening because I am exhausted. No shame in saying that. Can't even get the sentence out of my mouth. Let's get out of here. Gotta get on a bus. On the guide. The thing text only right now is 40 pages long, so it's pretty substantial. It's not, I kind of thought I'd start out just by giving straight up recommendations, and then I started writing more, and then it just turned, it's dense. I don't think it's very fluffy. I think you get a lot out of it, but it's a lot more than just like straight up restaurant recommendations. Then it starts with an intro. I mean, I guess I could tell you that much. It starts with an intro. Thing is meant to be ridden, not carried. Okay, it's actually not that bad though. It's not as heavy as I remember it being, so that's good. The other things that are in the guide are things like how to get around Paris. I don't really talk so much about this thing because I haven't experienced it much yet, and I don't think it's the kind of thing you're going to be using to get around Paris, but I do give a little bit of extra information on things like taxis, apps, bikes, the metro, the RER, all that kind of stuff. Things that weren't in the videos that I put up before, or things that I think are important to reiterate. I also have a whole section on scams, like all the different kinds of scams that you might run into in the city, what they look like, how to handle them. You know, then you can avoid these guys. Having to call the cops would be a definite way to ruin your vacation. But I wrote some pretty in-depth pieces on, just the different things you might see around the city that are a little bit sketchy. These guys are so nice. Dropped the wheel off. It was thankfully he was able to get the valve out really easily, but it has a leak, which is not a surprise because it went flat very quickly for a brand new device. So they'll repair it. I'll pick it up on Monday, and they actually offer some courses as well to get better, faster on the wheel, and I'm gonna take them up on that because learning to ride, it's like learning to ride a bike for the first time. It's a completely different sense of balance, different muscles. It's ridiculous. So we'll go hang out with them next week. In the meantime, aside from scams, which I'm sorry I talked too much about scams, one of the #1 questions I get asked on YouTube all the time and in person is, where should I stay in Paris? / where would you live in Paris if you could live anywhere? So I try to answer that, particularly where you should stay in Paris. I talk a little bit about where I would like to live throughout, and you'll see hints and notes and stuff, because actually following that is my top recommendations for restaurants, drinks, photo spots, places to make out. But after that is arrondissement by arrondissement. Like I break down like, what arrondissement are you in? Are you thinking about going to? Here's what I recommend in that arrondissement. Some of them have tons of stuff.
Some of them don't have much stuff, and that's largely reflective on the neighborhood, but partially reflective of my knowledge of the neighborhood. So like 14th doesn't have much of anything going on in it, while the 3rd is just a massive list of delicious, delicious things to eat. So you might want to read through it before you decide where you're going to stay in the city, so you can pick based on the things that you enjoy most and what's actually available. Again, just coming from me. Just these are my recommendations and based on what I know and love within the city. All right, taking a quick lunch break. Not a lunch break for me. I'm gonna go feed Coco, give her some wet food. So we'll go feed the kitty cat, give her a scritch, and then get back to work. Other stuff that's in the guide as it currently stands. What else is in the guide? Arrondissement by arrondissement. I did put information in for Versailles as well. I added that at the end. Not technically in Paris, but helpful information to have anyways, and some recommendations if you're out there, because there is some good coffee and beer in Versailles now that you definitely want to take advantage of if you have the opportunity. No kitty greeting. Wonder if she's sleeping. She is a sleepy kitty who sleeps throughout the day. Check on the food situation. She's worked on the dry food a little bit. We'll add some wet food to this. See if we can't find her, but I might just let her sleep. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on what the cat protocols are, but you know, now that I'm here, I want a kitty snuggle. Food brought her out of hiding. Wasn't not surprised that worked. I haven't had a hot dog in like a month. I think it's time. Kate read the guide. She liked it a lot. She had some good notes. Only gonna make it better. So thank you for your notes, Kate, especially on a couple of points of clarification. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Kate. So I'm gonna finish making those changes and we'll decide what to do next, but I think we're on the right route to get this thing out soon. Anyways, it has a lot of notes, a lot of thoughts. It's very dense though. It's very much like just what to do, how to do it, where to go, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of it is not like granular detail, like I'm not giving you a step-by-step guide on how to do or use things, but generally trying to give you rules of thumb and tips and tricks for things to make it easier for you. Because a lot of you will be able to figure out on your own, or I've already made videos about stuff, but some things just get easier once you know, oh, like that's how that works. Now this makes sense. So hopefully the whole thing is sensible. And of course, it's just full of bars, restaurants, places to go take nice photos, like very specific locations and suggestions as well. So I'm really excited to release it. Now, I'm gonna go home, edit this, try to actually relax a little bit, take myself out on a date tonight. I'm gonna go watch the Black Klansman. I don't remember what the actual title is for it, but I'm gonna go watch that. I'm gonna go watch a movie tonight, is my plan. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning for yet more madness, of course, hopefully. Oh no, I won't be getting my wheel back until the beginning of next week. We'll have some wheel adventures here soon though. But I will see you when I see ya.